With the 4th of July around the corner, you might think of celebrating with a small group of family or friends. Think it's okay, but one North Texas family has a warning that even that may be too risky. 18 people in the Barbosa family tested positive for the coronavirus after a surprise birthday party last month. Now, Ron Barbosa, who wasn't at the party, says his nephew showed up with a cough and was unknowingly infected with the virus. 8 relatives at the party contracted it, then spread it to 10 other family members. Barbosa's elderly parents and his sister, who is battling breast cancer, were hospitalized. His father is still in the ICU on life support.
They're in there by themselves with no family, and it's just heartbreaking.
Barbosa's father is in desperate need of plasma containing coronavirus antibodies. He's pleading to anyone who has recovered to donate.